Get you one, girl. I got this from Walmart. Boom. Boom. I want to wear something that's like, I'm gonna go for, let's get dressed. Ooh, I gotta put a little lotion on my legs. Hey girl, welcome back. I am getting ready for brunch and we're about to get ready together. So I'm currently doing my hair. Okay, so I curled my hair the other day with my flat iron. And instead of me putting more heat in the hair, I'm just gonna try to keep the curls with my flexi rods. I usually put these rods in at night when I take the wig off, but I forgot to do that. So that's why I have flexi rods in the hair right now. But yeah, girl, we are getting ready for brunch. And I also want to show y'all my my summer foundation routine in this video. So I figured, you know, go ahead and show you guys that while I get ready, because this routine is the routine I've been doing all year, like since spring, and it works for me. So I don't even know where I got these flexi rods, girl. I think I got them from CVS a long time ago. Yeah, I did. From CVS, girl. So we just we're just gonna get them up in there. I'm not gonna do too many of them because I mean my hair already has like a little curl to it. I mostly just need to curl this part, like the bottom part. So yes, that is what we are doing today. And I'm gonna show y'all what I'm wearing too. So a full get ready with me. Hair, makeup, outfit, fragrance, all of that. All of that. I'm not good with flexi rods. I'm telling y'all that right now. Like, look at that. It is not in place good, but okay, let's speed through this process because I know you guys are ready for me to do my makeup. So I'm gonna speed this up. So cue the music. All right, girl, we are done with the hair. Now let's get into this face. I'm putting on a little bit of this Fenty Skin Lip Oil, which I've really been loving and obsessed with lately. I'm gonna also show you guys a couple of products that I would use if I'm not using certain products, if that makes sense. So for instance, like primer, let me just show you. So, okay, I have, for my spring summer foundation routine, I like to use a mattifying primer. And the one that I like to use is this one from NARS, but I'm not gonna be using this today because I have like, kind of switched my routine now that I kind of know what works and what doesn't, even though this works. But let me show you in a few minutes. But this is the primer that I swear by, you guys. Like, I swear by this. If you have oily skin, get this. This is gonna keep your skin looking so good with your foundation. Pretty much any foundation that I use when I'm using this, it just works with it. So I haven't really came across a foundation that this doesn't work well with. But lately I've been using this from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Broad Spectrum SPF 50 primer. So this is kind of like a moisturizer and a primer in one, and it has SPF in it. So instead of me using just this primer, because if I use this primer, I like to go in with a moisturizer beforehand. Anything that's really lightweight, I like using with this primer. But we're just gonna go ahead and go in with the Charlotte Tilbury because this is what I've been sticking to lately, and it's just been doing great on the skin. So if you don't have a moisturizer with SPF or a primer, this is like 3-in-1. It's a moisturizer, primer, and it's a sunscreen. And I know it looked crazy when we first put it on, but I promise you it will rub in, it will absorb, and your skin is gonna look like glass. It's gonna look so good. So just bear with me, y'all. And sometimes I take some on my hand like this. I know a lot of you know my makeup routine, and you're probably, like, you probably already got it down pat. Because I feel like I don't really switch it up, which I feel like I should switch it up every now and then, but I like to do what works for me, you know? So here's the skin. It looks really pretty. And sometimes I don't even worry about trying to blend it all the way in because we're gonna go in with the foundation anyway. Oh, you guys, I didn't even bring my brow pencil down here. Let me go get that. I'll be back. All right, Haus Labs brow pencil. I had to try to fix these because they were coming loose, girl. And you guys know I like to go in with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer to clean up under the brows. So I'm gonna do that really, really quickly, and then we'll get into the foundation routine. Foundation that I've really been loving is this one from Danessa Myricks. It's the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation 18G. So I don't use a lot of this because it is a full coverage foundation. So I just take it like this, little line like that. And this is all I do. 2 little lines. I mean, you can use less than that because let me show you how good of a coverage this is. Look at that, girl. It's so nice. Now that we have our foundation on, I'm gonna take my favorite concealer, and y'all know which one it is, but if you don't know, e.l.f. Cosmetics Camo CC Cream, no, Camo 16-hour Camo Concealer. This is a new tube, so creamy, so good. And I'll just take a little bit under the eyes, just like that. Okay. And then we just blend it out. Y'all, this sponge from Wet n Wild is good. So get you one, girl. I got this from Walmart. I have 3 powders that have been working for me for the summertime. One of them is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrushed in the shade Dark. And this is the color right here. And the Revlon Colorstay is another pressed powder. So 2 pressed powders and then 1 loose powder. And this one's the translucent one. So the loose powder that I've been using is the Mercier powder. So I've been doing this thing where I apply the Revlon first. And have I told? No, I haven't told you guys this step. I mean, I know I've talked about this Revlon powder with you guys, but I haven't really talked about like how I've been using it lately. So that is the main point of this video, showing you guys my go-to summer foundation routine. So anyway, I take the sponge, and my sponge is always damp. I just feel like it works best for me that way when it's damp. But I take the sponge and I put a little bit under the eyes, like that. And honestly, I can just use this by itself because I have been using it by itself and it works wonders. But I kind of been liking like the little extra step that I do. So I'm gonna show y'all what I do after doing this. So I take it under the eyes, like that. So everywhere that I put that concealer is where I apply this powder. And I find that when I do it like this, how I'm about to show you, I find that I don't know, my makeup just lasts even longer. Even though I don't have to do this, like I really don't have to do the extra step that I'm about to do. But when I do it like this, especially when I'm outside, like I'm going somewhere, I'm outside, I'm out just all day, it works. So any of you with oily skin, oily T-zone, because I just have a really oily T-zone, but any of you who have that, try this step. So what I do is I take Laura Mercier or any loose powder that you prefer, and so this is my Laura Mercier, and I go in with less than what I would usually go in with. Like usually I'll dip the sponge in there and get a good bit out on the sponge, but I go in with it like this much, and then I take the back of my hand and press it into the back of my hand just like that to get most of the powder off the sponge, and then I use whatever is on my hand on the face. So I pretty much take it and go over the Revlon powder. Just a little bit though, because you honestly don't need a lot of powder. So I'm just doing it like this, and I only do it right here where my nose is, and that is it, because that's where I get oily really, really bad. So all of that powder I just used up, and I just keep pressing it in right here where the crease of my nose is, and then taking it under the eyes. And that's what I've been doing. Like, I find that when I do that, I mean, naturally my nose, like this area right here, is really shiny by the end of the day. I mean, not really shiny depending on the products that I use, but naturally it does get oily. But when I do it like this, it's not as oily as it is when I don't do it like that, if that makes sense, especially if I'm outside. So if I'm not outside, even if I have my makeup on all day, but I'm not outside, say if I'm like, I don't know, inside somewhere, not just the house, it's not gonna get or look as oily as it does when I'm outside, like, you know, shopping around, stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, that is what the skin looks like with just the translucent powders. Now, the next step I do is press foundation powder. So you don't have to do this. This is just my preference. I like to go in with the NARS light reflecting powder. This is in the shade Sunstone. I can't find this shade. Like they had it, but I feel like I think they discontinued this one, but they have the loose setting powder in the shade Sunstone. But for some reason, I just can't find this shade anymore online, but this is what it looks like. It's literally the same shade as, well, I'd say it's a little bit more warm. It's a little warmer than this one from Makeup Forever. Makeup Forever is in the shade 505. So there is a difference between these. Makeup Forever, you're gonna get way more coverage. NARS is gonna be sheer, and it also kind of has a little bit of sheen to it. Like, it's barely there, but when you're outside, you can really see just a slight bit of sheen on the skin. So that's, if I'm using this, I like to use it when I know I'm gonna be, you know, outside. So I am gonna stick with my Makeup Forever today because this has been my tried and true, even though NARS is really, really good, but this one has been everything, obviously. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. So Danessa Myricks is full coverage, and this is full coverage, and it's hot outside, but still, my skin be looking so good. So yeah. And if you're worrying about having too much product on the face, just don't go in with a lot of this. Just go in with a little bit, just enough to set the foundation that you put on, the liquid foundation that you put on. And that's pretty much what I do. Just enough, because even when I'm not wearing liquid foundation, sometimes I just wear this. Like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish, sometimes I'll just wear that by itself and then put this on top. Perfection. Perfection, you hear me? Perfection. But yeah, this is how we are looking so far. Nice and set. All right, so the next thing I do is my bronzer. And I have three bronzers that I dip into the most, especially recently. I've been dipping into these the most. The NARS bronzer in the shade Laguna 5. This is how it looks in the inside. Then I have my LYS cream bronzer in the shade Strength. And this is a bronzer stick. So I'm gonna use this today since I think I only used this one time with you guys, and that was when I was testing it out. So let's use this today because I always use the NARS. But the other bronzer that I always use is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is their new bronzer. It's the Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer in the shade 4 Deep. And that's what this looks like. But yeah, let's use LYS. And I'm gonna show you how I use this because I don't apply this directly on the face. So if you haven't seen the video where I showed, where I did the review, this is what I do. So I take a little brush. This is the Huda Beauty complexion brush. You can get it from Sephora. And I just press it into the product like this. And you really don't need a lot of this because this bronzer is beautiful and rich. So I'm gonna take it and just press it into the hollows of my cheeks like that. Just like that. And after I do that, whatever is left on the brush, I kind of pull it up because, like I said, you don't want to use a lot of the product because it can look a little muddy if you go in too heavy with it. But just like that. See how it warms up the face? Dang, I really wish the sun would come back out because I really want y'all. I mean, I feel like the lighting is still pretty good, but I really want the sun to be out because I'm trying to film this video, you know? I went in with a little bit more, just a little bit. And I'm gonna take it up here and kind of spread it out because I don't want it to look muddy. But see how I'm doing it? I'm just pressing it in around the perimeter of my face and just kind of making a face like this and pulling it up on the cheeks. So yeah, that's how I put my bronzer on. First, I put it on the hollows of my cheeks, like where that dip is, you know? And then I'll start blending it out everywhere else. And then I just make this face to kind of pull it up higher on the cheeks. But sometimes I just rather use bronzer and that be it instead of going in with a blush on top. So that's why I pull it up higher. But we're gonna use blush today because I have a blush that has been my go-to blush for the summer as well. So I want to show y'all that too. But that is how the bronzer is looking. Cute, 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 cute. Whenever I feel like I went too heavy on the sides, I'll go in with the loose powder, the Laura Mercier loose powder. Take the sponge, a little bit like, about like that, and then make that same face and go right up under the hollow of my cheeks, just like that, to clean it up. And I'm just gonna press it in. And I'll kind of brush a little bit more away later on. I just really want to just put a little bit right here and press it in. So I know it looks, you can still see some right there. So we'll get that later. We're just gonna let it sit a little bit more. Okay, now I go in with this double-sided brush. This is from Sonia Kashuk, which you can get from Target. And I'm gonna go back with the bronzer, take a little bit of it on the small side of the brush, boom, 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 like that, and then get my nose. Contour the nose. And remember, trust the process. I know it looks crazy. I know it does, girl, but I promise you it's gonna come out really, really good once we're done. It's all about blending. That's the key. Blending and pressing in product. I feel like I do more pressing in than I do blending. I blend more when I'm using like eyeshadow and stuff, but my complexion products, foundation products, like the foundation, the concealer, even the setting powder, I press instead of blend. Because I don't want the product to move on my face, you know? Does that make sense? I just don't want anything that I apply on the face, I don't want it to move. So that's why I just press, 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 press. Boom, 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 boom. And you see how this just really defined my nose even more. So So even like see from far away, you can see that my nose is more defined when I do this. And I take the brush, this is where I do start blending though. I take the little brush and right here in the corner, I just blend it like that. So the rest of the product I just blend out on the eye, kind of sort of on the eye, under the brow. So where it dips, right in here. Boom. Boom. Okay, now the next step would be eyeshadow. I don't normally wear eyeshadow like I used to, but when I do wear eyeshadow, I'm usually reaching for this. This is the DIOR Neutrals Backstage eyeshadow palette in the shade Neutrals, or wait, Amber Neutrals. And this is hands down one of the best high-end palettes that I have in my collection, because it's a good everyday palette. Like, this is literally the colors I always reach for, and it's just been everything. So lately I've been dipping into this. I'm gonna show y'all what I do though. I've been dipping into this color. I know it looks light, a little light, but I'm gonna show you what I do. But these are the shades I use the most. These three right here and this shade right here. All of these I use the most. So when I want to spice up my eyes, I go in with the metallic looking shades. So, okay, let me just show you what we're doing today. Still gonna be simple because I don't want, you know, I don't want it to be too much. So I just take a little blending brush. Any blending brush will work. This is just a random one from Sephora. And I go into this dark shade down here, this light shade. So I go back and forth, dark, this light shade up here, and a little bit of this red right here. It's like a burgundy shade, and I just go back and forth. Boom, 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 boom. And then I take it and press it on the outer corner of my lid. Just like that. And after I do that, I blend it into the crease. Just like that. So just enough for it to look smoky, but not too smoky, because I don't want, you know, I don't want it to be too dark, because I'm going for a soft, everyday look. Just enough, you know, just like that. All right, girls, so now that we have the eyeshadow on the outer part of the lid, we're gonna go into this part right here. And this is where I've been taking this shade. It's kind of like a peachy color, like a, I don't know, girl. It's really light, like really light. It looks white on me, but that's why I like using it just only right here though, because I like a lighter shade right here if I'm gonna use a different color. So I just take some on the brush like that, and then I just pack it right there on the inner corner. And by the way, I'm using the same brush. I just wiped off most of the color that was on the brush on a napkin. But I press it in like that, and then kind of lightly sweep it over until it touches that other color that we put on. Just like that. See that? See how it just kind of fades into that color? So yeah, instead of me grabbing, you know, another eyeshadow out of another palette, I just stick with this when I want to do something like this, you know? Yeah, girl. And it's easy. It's super, super easy. So if you are a beginner and you're wanting to invest in a high-end eyeshadow palette, I would say start out with this one, because this one has your neutrals, and I feel like neutrals, I mean, it goes with everything. Literally everything. Okay, so I'm done with the eyes. I'm gonna quickly put on some eyeliner and then my lashes, and I'll be back. The eyeliner I'm using is gonna be the Fenty Wish You Would eyeliner, which is somewhere over here. I'll probably have to go run and get that too. And then the lashes I'm using are my Ardell Remy lashes in the style 778. So gonna do that really quick, and then I'll be back. All right, you guys, this is how we're looking so far. Now I take my large brush, because I totally forgot to do this before doing my lashes, but I take my large brush. I don't put anything on it. This is the brush that I was using to apply my Make It Forever setting powder. Yeah, I take this and I press it into the areas where I applied that that cream bronzer, because it is a cream, and you know creams you have to set, but whatever powder was left on this brush, I just press it into that part of the face and then take it around everywhere else to kind of blend in the rest of that loose powder that we put on the side of the face. So we're just pressing, pressing, pressing. I had somebody ask me how my brush got like this, because when you first buy it in Target, it looks like it's really, really, really skinny. And the reason why it's like this is because I press my products in. Like, I don't blend. Like I was telling you guys earlier, I don't blend out my products. I just like to press it into the skin, and that's why my brush fans out like this, which I like it better this way anyway. And then I take the same brush, pinch it, and yeah, I should have done all of this before putting on my lashes, but I just pinch it and go over the bronzer that I put on my nose. This is a step that I feel like some of you don't watch, because I've had people ask me why I don't blend out the inner corner of my brows after I put the pencil in it, why I don't blend out my bronzer on my nose. And the reason why is, well, I don't have a reason why, because I do it. You just, some of you just don't, I guess you don't watch the whole video, but this is where we do it. So now that I did that, I go back into the brows with the pencil, well, the little spoolie on the brow pencil, and then I blend out my inner corner. And I know I've said this a million times, but I'm gonna say it again for, you know, the people who have never seen me do my face. But the reason why I wait until now to do this is because my face is done, and I like for the product that's on my face to kind of get into the brow, if that makes sense. So that way the brows can look faded right there, you know? So that's why I do it. That's why I wait until I'm like completely done with my face to feather out my brows, especially this part, just this part right here. Hope that makes sense to some of you. But yeah, girl. All right, so face is almost done. So, okay, the blush that I've been using is this one from One Size. It's the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio in the shade Rich Bitch, and this is how it looks on the inside. So there's 3 different shades in here, but the one I've been using the most in here is this cream blush. So you have to take this little flap up, and then this is how it looks right there. It's so pretty. Now take the sponge. I feel like I use sponges with a lot of stuff because it just works for me, you know? But yeah, I take the sponge and I take this part of the sponge. This is the part I haven't used. And I go in to the cream part. Pick up about that much. And then I press it into the skin. Press, 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 girl. Press it in just like that. And I've also been taking my blush up onto the side of my face, kind of like that. So yeah, and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do too much blush because I really don't want too much on. Just enough, you know? Just enough. Boom, boom, boom. Take it up right here. Bring it down. And look how pretty that is. And okay, so I know this might seem like a lot, but I promise you it works for me. That's why I do it. So I go back into a powder, but I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush. And I take the sponge again, this side right here, and I take about this much, not too much, and I go back right here. This is when I'm completely done with my makeup. I go back on the side of my nose right there and then kind of bring it under the eyes like that. So kind of like a finishing powder. I mean, yeah, this is a finishing powder. instead of using a brush, because I know a lot of people do this step, they just use a brush instead of a sponge, but the sponge just works for me. So I'll just take it right there and then bring it out. And sometimes I kind of go up on the side of my nose a little bit just to set that cream bronzer that I did. But yeah, see how that just made it even more smooth, looking like it made it look smoother right there. And that is all that I do on the face. Like, I wish the sun was out so y'all can see. I mean, y'all can see it. It looks really good. Okay, now I go in with the lip, and then we will be done with the makeup. And I'm gonna show y'all my outfit and fragrance. Well, I'm gonna take the hair down, show y'all my outfit and fragrance, and then we will be done. So, okay. Oh, another blush that I also like to use for this time of the year is this one from Sephora. It's a Sephora Collection matte blush in the shade Hey Jealousy. So if you guys haven't seen it, let me show you. This is a really pretty bright magenta blush. It looks so pretty on the skin. So this one and the one from One Size has been my like go-to blushes for my summer foundation routine. By the way, if you guys want me to do another, because I do have another routine for the summer, but it's not with foundation. So this is like my full coverage foundation routine. So if you want me to do another one where I show you guys like my no foundation summer routine, let me know and I'll be more than happy to film it. But anywho, I have this gloss right here. It's called it's from the Sephora collection in the shade Fly. And this has also been my go-to gloss for the season. And I'm gonna show you a good little swatch so y'all can see the finish of it. Because if you look closely, you can see like rose gold shimmer in it, but y'all probably can't see it. But it's so pretty on the lips, and it also looks really good when you're outside. So I have a lip pencil that I brought down here too that I'm gonna put on. Okay, Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Foxy Brown, my favorite brown lip liner. I know you guys know that. Well, I know a lot of you know this because I know I've talked about this 1,000,001 times, but if you're looking for a really pretty natural brown, let me swatch it. This is how she looks. But yeah, if you're looking for a really pretty natural brown lip liner that's not too dark, this is it. So kind of like MAC Cosmetics Cork, but this one's warmer than Cork. Cork is kind of like a cool tone brown. This one is a little warmer on the lips, but I'm taking it on like that. See how it just looks really natural, and that's why I love it so much. Not too dark. And I like to use this with a lot of lip products. And then this right here, the Sephora Collection Gloss in the shade Fly. I just put this all over the lips, and it's a gorgeous bronzy rose gold looking gloss. Okay, so this is how it looks on the lips. And that is it. The last thing I do is, of course, spray the face, but lately I haven't even been using this. You guys know this is my favorite dewy mist. It's from Tatcha. It's the Dewy Luminous Mist, but sometimes I even go without using this. Sometimes I go without using a setting spray. Like, this isn't really a setting spray. It's more of like it's a dewy mist, so it's gonna make your skin look dewy. But yeah, I'm gonna use it today. I was about to say nah, but yeah, I'm gonna use it today. Just a little bit though, because I said just a little bit and I went ham with it. But after doing that, I am running out of sides on the sponge, but I try to take the clean side so no other product gets on the face, and then I just press it in to my skin like this. And it just gives your skin, like, it brings your skin back to life. If you feel like you went too heavy with your powders, if you feel like your face is just too powdery looking, then spray it. And then press it in with a damp sponge, and your skin will look like my skin is back looking like skin. Okay, so let's take the hair down and then I'll show you guys the outfit. Okay, hair is looking cute. I'm not gonna brush it out just yet because I kind of want to save the waves, you know, because I feel like when I brush it out, especially when I, you know, the flexi rods have been in for however long it took me to do my face, but when I have them in overnight, the curls are tighter and they're not, you know, they're not as loose as this, which I like when it's like this, but it doesn't last as long, you know, especially with it being like humid outside. I feel like it's not gonna last. But okay, let's go upstairs so we can pick out an outfit. Okay, y'all, so I'm thinking about wearing this cute little romper that I got from Walmart. Y'all, when I say this thing is so cute, so this right here, no, that's not it, hold on, that's not it, this one. This right here, I know it looks really basic, but once you put it on, it's real cute. So I'm thinking about this. Cause these I think will look cute with it. Like if I did do a heel, these clear with the white, you know, well, it's kind of like a cream color. This with this, and then ooh, this tote, because I like how the tote has, because I kind of want to do matchy. Like I could put in a little color, but y'all know I love my neutrals. But I like how this tote has, I mean, this already made in it. It's like a bag that's already made, and I got this from Zara. But this tote with this and these clear heels. Now if I don't do clear, I might do, yeah, this looks cute. Let me put this on and then we're gonna see how it looks, because I just looked in the mirror and it actually looks cute together. So let's get dressed. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put y'all over there, but y'all can't tell me this isn't cute. Okay, let me show y'all over here so you can get a good angle. Put y'all on my perfume stand, and I'm gonna have to move this. I probably have to position this somewhere else in the room because it's like dead in the center. Okay, do y'all see the vision? Here's the shoes with the bag. The shoes with the bag. Okay, look at the romper though. Look, get into it. Get into it. It's so cute. I might have to press it a little bit because it is a little wrinkly, but I mean, I'm comfortable. It's giving summer, basic, very cute. Let me show y'all what it looks like in the mirror. So, oops, boom. Look at how cute. We got the clear heels. Ooh, I gotta put a little lotion on my legs. And then, yeah, so this is it. This is it. Now let's pick out a fragrance. I'm gonna go for the Princess Killian because it's my favorite. Love this. I haven't used this one yet. I just need to use this one up. So if you didn't know, they brought it back because at one point they stopped selling it for some reason, but they brought it back and the packaging is different. I like this packaging, but I have a little bit left in here, so this is going to be the fragrance of the day. So that is it, girl. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and watching me get ready for brunch. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give me a huge thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in my next one.